A man's actions should always match his words, for in this harmony lies the essence of true character. When you are angry with someone for a minute, you have wasted 60 precious seconds of peace that could have been yours. Light teaches us humanity and love, while darkness reveals to us power and strength. Never stop learning, for life never stops teaching its eternal lessons. The best revenge is not against your enemy, but the improvement of yourself. It is easy to judge the mistakes of others. It is difficult to recognize our own failings. The wise man does not give the right answers. He poses the right questions. Train your mind to find calm in every situation, for tranquility is the soul's greatest armor. 3 things can never be bought, only earned: a calm mind, a healthy body, and a loving home. The greatest battle any man faces is the lonely struggle with his own thoughts. There are 2 ways to increase your wealth: expand your resources or diminish your wants. People rarely praise good work, but they never forget to criticize what they perceive as failure. Stand up for truth, and you will discover how quickly the world turns against you. Always speak with those who respect you. Seek counsel from those who love you, and associate with those who reflect your values. You can never achieve success in the company of those who lack purpose and direction. Have a character like salt. Its presence goes unnoticed, but its absence renders everything tasteless. A beautiful face will age, and a perfect body will change, but a beautiful soul remains eternally beautiful. Forget what wounded you, but never forget the wisdom it brought you. First they ignore you, then they mock you, then they fight you, and then you triumph. Your greatest teacher is often your most recent mistake. When you cease living for luxuries, you begin to understand life's true meaning. Every human being hides behind the fortress of language. To be understood, one must dare to speak. Whether in joy or sorrow, the only escape from pain is to remain engaged with life. Every soul requires the counsel of a wise friend in life's complex affairs. True strength lies not in power, but in conquering one's own destructive habits. Be like the clever rat, who never entrusts his life to a single refuge. Reading great books is like conversing with the finest minds of bygone centuries. Respect is earned through 3 principles: asking for no man's help, speaking ill of no one, and accepting no one's charity. Do not battle the same enemy repeatedly, lest you teach him all your strategies. Trust requires years to build, seconds to shatter, and an eternity to repair. It is easier to raise strong children than to mend broken souls. People respect not your availability, but your value. Truth cannot be destroyed, it can only be buried beneath layers of deception. The wise remain silent where fools rush to argue. A fool reveals himself through his words, a wise man through his thoughtful silence. Test a friend with a small lie. If he keeps it secret, then trust him with truth. A wise man never returns to the place where he suffered humiliation without cause. Your self-respect must tower above your emotions. The simplest way to forget someone is to cease thinking of them entirely. When disrespected publicly, respond with such grace that your detractor becomes ashamed of his own conduct. Parents who excuse their children's faults while ignoring their talents are nurturing future criminals. A wise man makes his own decisions. An ignorant one follows popular opinion. The most dangerous anger burns within those who possess the gentlest hearts. Even the smallest falsehood can shatter the greatest trust. People may despise you, judge you, and try to break you, but your resilience defines your character. Action surpasses reading and planning by tenfold in its value. A positive mind discovers opportunity in all circumstances. A negative mind finds fault everywhere. To burn as bright as the sun, you must grow stronger each day. Every pain delivers a lesson, and every lesson transforms the soul. Many fail because they imitate others, forgetting that each person faces a unique examination in life. The heart that loves remains forever young. while the mind that hates ages with each bitter thought. Silence is the most powerful weapon. It can heal wounds that words cannot touch. A person's true wealth is measured not by what they possess, but by what they can live without. The deepest scars are often invisible to the eye but felt by the soul. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Those who plant seeds of hatred will never harvest gardens of peace. The strongest walls are built not of stone, but of principles and convictions. A single act of courage can change the course of 100 cowardly decisions. The mind is like a garden. Nurture good thoughts and wisdom will bloom. Time reveals the true nature of all things. Patience is the key to understanding. The greatest prison is the one we build in our own minds. A teacher affects eternity. They can never tell where their influence stops. Hope is the thing with wings that lifts the soul above despair. The measure of a civilization is how it treats its weakest members. Words have the power to both destroy and heal. Choose them as carefully as a surgeon chooses his instruments. The night is darkest just before dawn breaks upon the horizon. A friend is someone who knows all about you and still chooses to walk beside you. The truly brave are not those who feel no fear, but those who act despite it. Knowledge without compassion is like a sharp sword in the hands of a child. The richest person is not the one who has the most, but the one who needs the least. Every sunset brings the promise of a new dawn. The greatest victories are won not on battlefields, but within the human heart. A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never enjoy. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of anger. The most beautiful things in life cannot be seen or touched. They must be felt with the heart. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. The power of imagination makes us infinite. Those who dare to teach must never cease to learn. A person's character is revealed not in times of comfort, but in moments of challenge. The secret to happiness is not in having what you want, but in wanting what you have. A gentle word can calm the fiercest storm in another's heart. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Adversity introduces a man to himself. The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. A wise person learns from the mistakes of others. A fool learns only from his own. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. The pen is mightier than the sword, for it can change minds and heal hearts. A house is made of walls and beams. A home is built with love and dreams. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. Music expresses that which cannot be said, and on which it is impossible to be silent. To love another person is to see the face of God. Progress is the stride of God through history. There is nothing like a dream to create the future. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. The supreme happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved. Architecture is a book that humanity reads without knowing it. What makes night within us may leave stars. To put everything in balance is good. To put everything in harmony is better. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Revolution is the larva of civilization. Nothing is more imminent than the impossible. Laughter is timeless. Imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. The wicked envy and hate. It is their way of admiring. Toleration is the best religion. An invasion of armies can be resisted, but not an idea whose time has come. Initiative is doing the right thing without being told. The most powerful symptom of love is a tenderness which becomes at times almost insupportable. Popularity, it is glory's small change. The learned man knows that he is ignorant. One sees clearly only with the heart. What is essential is invisible to the eye. The malicious have a dark happiness. Short as life is, we make it still shorter by the careless waste of time. Superstitions, bigotries, affected devotions, prejudices, these phantoms are phantoms, but phantoms of the human heart. The greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved. Loved for ourselves, or rather loved in spite of ourselves. Civil war? What does that mean? Is there any foreign war? Isn't every war fought between men, between brothers? When a woman is speaking to you, listen to what she says with her eyes. The mountains, the forest, and the sea render men savage. They develop the fierce, but yet do not destroy the human. Blessed be Providence, which has given to each his toy, the doll to the child to the woman to the man to the devil. Nothing can be more terrible than ignorance in action. Caution is the eldest child of wisdom. The ideal and the beautiful are identical. The ideal corresponds to the idea, and beauty to form. Hence, idea and substance are cognate. Perseverance, secret of all triumphs. As the purse is emptied, the heart is filled. Nature has made a pebble and a female. The lapidary makes the diamond, and the lover makes the woman. The ode lives upon the ideal, the epic upon the grandiose, the drama upon the real. A creditor is worse than a slave owner, for the master owns only your person, but a creditor owns your dignity and can command it. Thought is more than a right. It is the very breath of man. Whoever fetters thought attacks man himself. What is history? An echo of the past in the future, a reflex from the future on the past.